Hey, I'm doing this Preacher Man Army, and this is Smallville Reviews Mondays this week, Season 1, Season 2, Episode 6. And what happens on this week's episode, there's this teenage girl, and we find out that she's not really a teenage girl, she's an old woman, and she's been alive since 1921. And what her powers is she can suck the life out of anybody she has physical contact with. So if she kisses you, she can suck your life force out of you and use it to stay young. And what happens is Clark is doing a swim meet, trying to get on a swim team, I guess, and he's about to race this guy, and before the race, this guy is dating this girl, and we don't know nothing about this yet. And he comes back, and he's starting to feel weird, and he starts the race, and he starts to sink, and Clark goes in to save him, and when he pulls him out, he's an old man, and he dies. And they're trying to figure out why this is happening and what happened, and they start, Chloe starts looking into it, and what she finds out is what I just told y'all. And Clark goes to at the end of the episode, Clark goes to confront this girl, and she tries to attack the principal and tries to suck it out his life force, and Clark throws her through the wall and stops her. And then she ages so much that she decays and turns into dust. But what else is happening in this episode? There's a new principal, and we find out that it's Lex Luthor's old prep school principal, and he doesn't like Lex and he doesn't like the Luthors. But the reason we find this out, that he doesn't like the Luthors, is because Lex was supposed to get expelled during school, and Lionel Luthor went to the school board and offered a new library, and the only way the school could get this new library if Lex stayed and the principal got fired. That's what happened. And Lex is trying to figure out why this principal doesn't like him, because this principal, in Lex's mind, made Lex the man he is today because he pushed him. And Lex just finds this out about his father, and Lex wants the principal to stop taking out on Clark, because the principal's done gave Clark an essay about where he sees himself in 5 years, and he's pushing Clark, and Lex is trying to get him to lay off a little bit. And then he finds this out, and what else is happening with Lana? Lana finds this picture of her mother and some other guy that she doesn't know. And she asks her aunt who this is, and her aunt acts like she doesn't know who it is. And what Lana finds out is that her parents were about to get a divorce in 1985, and they was legally separated for a year. And this guy met Lana's mother in that year time span where they was legally separated. So this could be a possibility. This might be Lana's father. And she wants to find that out. And what's happening with Jonathan Kent and Mark Kent? They're behind on a feed bill, and Martha goes to her father and asks for help, but her father hadn't been in their lives since before Clark was adopted, and Clark's trying to get them to reconcile. And the reason we find out that he ain't been in their lives is because there was a big falling out, and whenever Clark got adopted, he tried to be in their lives again, but Mark and Jonathan didn't want to risk that because Clark couldn't control his powers when he was younger, and they didn't want Clark to be looked differently from his grandfather for having his powers and being from Krypton and being an alien. So that's why he ain't never met his grandfather. And that's all that really happened on this week's episode. My questions for y'all is, what do y'all think Lana's going to find out about this guy and this picture? As always, I'll be something out there for you. See you next time.